Hi everyone, it's Sam from Poole Designs. Today I'm here to share my April Graphics Fairy Design Team journal with you. I've called this my Garden Tea Party journal. So, as the title suggests, it's named around a tea party kind of theme. So I must formally invite you to the tea party. So this is one of the printables from the pink and red ephemera, which I used a few times in the journal, and it's this really pretty decorative envelope front. This is also from the collection as well, and I just use it as a pretty doily for my little teacup there. So, as I said, I must formally invite you to the tea party. This is a pre-made printable from the premium membership site. So it's already done there, and you just add your information. So April the 7th, the address, the Graphics Fairy premium membership site at 10 AM. And I've just basically glued this into a paper doily and made it into an envelope. So moving on to the journal. This was actually a vintage book that I used as my what do we call it, as the shell of the journal. The actual book was called Perfume from Provence, which I thought was quite nice. So it's got a little closure here with sari silk in this pretty honey colour, which I'm really loving at the moment. And I've used that same image on the front cover here. I just really liked it, and I used it as a pocket. I just made a little tag with some embossed paper. This topped off with some of the delicate end papers bundle. Another pretty little rose as well, and I love the pops of the dark pink against the greeny teal colour of the book. So as we go inside, the book that I took apart, I've used the delicate end papers to recover the inside of the journal. I just love that colour, like I said, against that green teal kind of colour. So it does still look like a real book inside. And then I've added this little label here that you can, to this, you know, who this belongs to, or if you want to gift it to somebody. Through the centre of the spine, I've just added some pretty French floral fabric. I just, again, love this pop of pink amongst it. So moving on to the beginning of the page, I've used the mini French bundle kit as well throughout this journal. I love all the French details. So I've used this one here, which is like a vintage program of some sort for like refreshments and like your refreshment tickets. I'm assuming this, you know, you could have torn this off as your ticket to buy your beverage or whatever. And then on the inside I've used some of these little tea party images as well. This is another bundle from the premium membership site, and I love the black and white ones, so I've just used those and cut them out. So I've done a little bit of collage in there. This is a tag that I made. This little sweet girl I found off the free website actually, and I just love that she's carrying a little tea set and the pop of the pink on a bow there. So I've just topped that off with some sari silk and a little ball pin and a button, some embossed paper, and then on the back is some vintage ledger, so you can do your journaling on there. So that just attaches to some vintage French paper. This image here is actually from the pink and red ephemera again. It's this one here, and I've just trimmed it down to make it a small little journaling card to sit on the edge of my page. So inside the next page is some of the music sheet paper, which is from the Antique Sheet Music Set 2 paper. And I love this one because it's got all these little handwritten notes on it. It looks like June 1919 it was from. So on that, it's a little flip out, and then I've just attached this little, this is from one of the birds bundles, and it's basically a book cover, and then I've digitally added some of the florals and the butterfly just to make it more bespoke to my journal. And then that's a nice little journaling spot. So onto the next page. This is another one of the blank papers that are from the premium membership site, but this one has a little bit of a signature on here or something, Katie somebody, and I've just run this through an embossing folder and distressed it a little bit with Distress Inks. And this large flower that I've popped on here is actually a tuck spot as well. So I've used this floral image quite a few times throughout this journal, so you'll see there's quite a few of them. So on the other side, this is actually a little hidden tuck spot, and again I've used some more bird images to go with the garden sort of theme. So the birds and nest bundle, I believe it is. So that's a nice little journal spot, and I've added some vintage lace to make it as a pull tab to get it out of the side pocket. Then I've used some of the end papers again. I've taken this as the background, and then I've added a teapot, again from the tea party images, and then I've collaged it with, this is a new bundle recently added to the Graphics Fairy premium membership site, the Secret Garden, and as soon as this came up I was like, oh, I need this. So what I've used is the little piece of ivy here and framed my teapot. Then I've digitally added the butterfly and the little rose as well, and just basically collaged it to frame that little teapot, which I think is really sweet. And then in here is a little tuck, and this is another little sort of banquet sort of ticket from the mini French ephemera kit again. Then on this side, this is a vintage French sort of membership card of some description. I'm not very good at reading French, but it's basically gone in here because I love the colour of it. It's a really nice green, and then it's got really sort of sun-kissed edging to this side. And then in this side, I found this picture off Pinterest, and it's just of some ladies and their children having a little picnic outside, and I just thought that was really sweet to go with the whole tea party outside. Can you tell I'm very excited about summer and the warmth and going outside again. It's been a rough 12 months, isn't it? So moving on to the next page, so I've used a vintage doily that I've folded in half and stitched around the edge of my page. A little bit of sari ribbon here. And then inside, this is another image from the Secret Garden, and I've just printed this one out here, laid it onto some French papers, and then on the free website I just typed in tea advertisements, and I got all these cute little labels that I found. So I shrunk that down and just had it as a little label that I've stapled onto the top there. And again, it's a nice little journaling spot. And then in here, this is another piece of French ephemera. I'm not really sure what it's about, but it's got something about a chateau here in 1899. And then I've just added another rose. So again, that could be an invitation as well. And I've just printed some plain music sheet paper on the back, so you can actually do your journaling on there. This is just a tea-dyed book page from a garden tutorial book. I've just added a little sari silk ruffle at the top there. And then on this side, this is another image that I found off the free website, I believe. And what I've done is printed off the sheet music paper first, and then I've put it back into my printer and printed off the tea set on top of it, so it was double printed, just to give that nice little interest there. And I've topped that off with some more of the delicate end papers. That's the same one that I've used on the inside. I just really love that one, so I just topped that there because I had a little scrap and it fit perfectly. In the top here there's another one of the delicate end papers, hydrangea image, and I've just used that as a little bit of writing paper. I'll just pop that in the top there. Okay, so onto this side, this is a vintage French ledger original from my collection, and I chose this piece particularly because the colour of the ink is like this lovely magenta colour, and I've not really seen that in many of the ledgers that I've got, so I thought I have to put that in here just purely because it goes with the colour theme of the journal. And I've just topped it off with another picture that I found off Pinterest of these ladies outside looking like they're having a really nice time together, all the gal pals. So I just topped that up there. And this is the reverse of that ledger piece, so it's the centre of my first signature, and you can see the rest of that ledger in the magenta colour, and I just love that. It's really pretty handwriting. So that just folds over, and then on this side I've just got a journaling card here. I just chose this purely because of the colour again. And then on this side, these are more vintage French, like entry tickets, and I'm not really sure what they're for, but I just really like the colours again because of that lovely teal. So pop those in there. So onto this one is again from the mini French ephemera set. So this one, and it's this really pretty teacup. So again, I've added these little flowers just to coordinate with my tea party theme. So I've digitally added 2 of the same image, and I've shrunk one slightly and put it behind just to give it that layered effect. And then I've stuck this down as a little tuck spot here. Now this is also from the Secret Garden collection, which are these pre-made garden pockets, which I loved. So it was a set of 2, so there was this one, and then there was also this one with this really pretty image on it. So you just cut that out and ink it up and stick it together. And again, this is another one of those free advertising tea images that I've just used as a label, and I've just used that as a tuck spot just to close my envelope. So you could put anything in there, and maybe if you were gifting it to a friend, you can obviously put, you know, a bag of tea in there or something. So that just tucks into there. Then onto this page, I really love this engraving image. That's from the Birds and Nest bundle as well, so I've just used that as the full page. It's just so pretty. Back to the Secret Garden again. This is the same image from the mini envelope, and it's I've basically printed it off as a decorative piece of paper, a bit of writing paper to add notes to the back there. It's just really, really pretty with all the botanical images on there. So that just holds onto the edge of the page with a paper clip. And then on this side, this is another image from the free website, I believe, this gorgeous lady, and I've done the same technique as I did with the, let me find it, the tea party set. So I printed off the music sheet paper, and then I put it from my printer again, and then printed this lovely image of the lady on top of that image. And it just adds a little bit more detail. This is also a little side tuck, and I've just put a little journaling card in there. And I love how it just sort of hangs out as well. On the reverse of that, just some plain music sheet paper, so again lots of writing space. This is another one of the mini French ephemera, looks like a ticket, refreshment ticket, I'm guessing that is. Definitely we know what that word is, wine, beer. This is the other side of the sheet music paper, and that just flips out there. And then back to the vintage French paper. And then on the other side of that program from the beginning of the journal, that's the other side of it. And then on the inside I've created a pocket. So this is a shrunk down version of the plain music sheet paper, so you can use that as a journaling label. And then also from the mini French ephemera set are these little stamps. So I printed off 4 of them and basically cut them out and then did a zigzag down with my sewing machine just to add a little bit of interest. This is from the free website. Again, it's another one of the coffee advertisements that's on there. I just love this image with the lion, so it's a nice little journal spot. And then I've printed one of the plain papers on the back just to give it that realistic look, so it's not white. So that's the end of our first signature. You can see that pretty French floral fabric in the centre there. This is a French book paper. I just love the little design there. And then in here I've got another piece of French ephemera from the website, and I've digitally added this pretty rose again. So same rose, added it here just for a little bit of contrast. And then in the top here is another one of the entry tickets that I've popped in the top there. And again, I just really love the colour of it. And then I've just topped off this page with a little vintage crochet piece there. It's really delicate and very old. Okay, so onto this side, the Secret Garden kit has some pre-made papers as well. So I've used this one with the hydrangeas and the little, looks to me like a garden picket fence, and I just thought that made a really nice contribution to the garden journal. So you could do your journaling up there or add a picture or whatever. And then onto this side, this really pretty image of some birds in a nest. And I've just basically hung that over the top of the page. I've added a little piece of vintage ledger. Again, this is the one with some of the magenta handwriting on it as well as black. And I've made that into a little flip onto some tea-dyed paper just as some extra journaling space. So that just sits on the top there. And, oops. Don't destroy the tea party, Sam. Okay, so this is one of the ledger papers of one of the French bundles. I forget which one it is, but there's plenty on there. I just really love that, and I printed it onto some linen textured paper, so it gives it that really authentic feel to it as well. And then on the edge here is one of the images from the Secret Garden of these little birds amongst the roses. I thought that was really sweet, and I've just topped that off with some French book paper, so you can do secret journaling inside if you wanted to. Here's another collage using some of those teacups from the what did I call it? The tea party images. So I've just basically cut that out and done some collaging in the background. This is a piece of vintage crochet trim, and it's got this lovely little netting piece hanging off the edge as well, which I really loved. So I've just basically sewn all the way around the edge to create a tuck spot. So this is a piece of original ephemera that's French. I'm not really sure what it is, but I really like the colour and the handwriting on it. So I've popped that in there. This is from the mini French ephemera again. Love this colour. So lots of journaling cards there. And they just pop into this upward tuck. And then onto this one, it's another little pocket, and then this is a front cover image that I found off the Forget Me Not bundle. So it's just an image of a book that I've basically duplicated and flipped over to create a double-sided book. I've cut out another one of the little teacups and stuck that on the top, and then this is then a little notebook with just odds and ends of scraps of ledgers and tea-dyed paper, and I've just lined it with some book paper on the inside. So it's another little fun little journaling spot there. I just love this colour of the book cover, so even though I've not used anything else from that bundle, I just chose the book purely for the colour to go with my journal. And then we've got another one of the French pieces from one of the bundles. I love this, how it looks like sort of gold in colour. And then onto this side, I can't remember where I got this image from. I can't remember if it's the premium membership site or the free website. I'm sure one of the girls will be able to find it for me. But I love this lady. Honestly, I just picked her purely because of her dress. Is that lovely magenta pink as well. And then I found this in my stash of vintage laces and trims, and I thought it kind of made her dress look like it was continuing down the page with that frill. I thought that was really pretty. More journaling spot there with some more plain sheet music. Here's another advertisement. I think it's for envelopes. I think it's like a stationery sort of advertisement for a company. And again, I just picked this because the colours and the design of it was really, really pretty. So I made that the centre of my second signature. And then on this side, this is another one of those doilies that I really loved from there, and I've just shrunk that down, and I've digitally added one of the teapots, and again some more of these little cute flowers as well. I just thought that made a really nice sort of topper to the to this page. That's the other side of the one of the advertisements. And then on this side is another little pocket, and I've added lots of the mini French ephemera pieces in here. I just love the colours of these. I think this is the back of a cabinet card. Yeah, and this one as well. I just love that colour. It really matches so well with the end papers. And then there's another one here, some kind of hotel card or something. And again, I've just purely picked for colour, and just to give it a little bit of interest, I used a punch just around the edges that had a little notch in it. And then onto this side, I found this lady with her umbrella outside in the woodlands, and I thought that went really well with the garden tea party theme. I just found it off Pinterest, and it's a nice little journaling spot as well. And then onto this side, I love this one. Love the gradient of the teal down to the cream. Again, from the mini French ephemera bundle. I apologise if I've said that 50 times over, but I love this bundle. And again, I've used another one of these doilies from the pink and red ephemera. So this one here. And I've made this one larger, and I've just basically cut it out. I've printed on the back of it some textured paper, and I just thought it was a nice little, you can turn it into a book or something, or it's a nice little journaling spot there. Or you can use it as an oily for your teapots. And then that's the reverse of one of the, looks like one of the alcohol wines and spirits French invoices. And then I've made a little belly band here with some more of the ephemera, with one of the little flowers. I've used this flower quite a lot. And then this is another one of the free coffee advertisements that I found off the website. So I've just used that as a journaling paper. And then on this side, God, I need to stop doing that. On this side, I've created another little pocket, again using some really old trims that I've got in my stash, and it has this really pretty crochet at the bottom. It just made a really nice pocket that I've just sewn around. And then in here I've added some more ephemera. This is a really pretty postcard. I love the handwriting on this one where it says Paris. And again with the botanical and the bird theme, I added this one as well. I've got some coffee dyed paper here that you can write on, and then there's another other tea and coffee advertisements that I've just topped it off as a label on the top there. And then that's the reverse of one of the French books I used. So that is the garden tea party. I hope you have enjoyed my journal share today. This will be listed in my Etsy shop as this goes live. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.